whatever she was, and he told her he would pay her $5,000 to $10,000 every time. So she is not like an idiot. She put herself through school, and she became a chiropractor, and she opened a chiropractic business next to a police station.
Oh wow, she's really smart.
And these
Is it doing good?
It was. These police officers would
Start
ask
giving
her.
hand jobs.
The police officers would ask her for hand jobs, and
You're
they would.
serious?
No fucking
They would
way.
say, "Can I have a happy ending? Can I have a happy ending?" And like she said no for like a long time.
Of course.
And
then
to this one person, she was like, "Okay, fine. If you pay me like $300, I'll give you like a happy ending." Or whatever.
$300? Dude,
Right.
motherfuckers have money.
So
$300 for a hand job?
Yeah.
$10,000
I
for
barely have 40.
I know.
I tried to talk him down too.
This guy would pay her like $300 every time he got a hand job, but it started getting out to the rest of the station, and the other cops started coming in and saying like, "I know you give this guy a hand job.
I want one for 200.
I want one, and
I'm gonna tell the police.
This person wants one," and like all these people. She actually started making like over $1,000 a week from these officers. They were worked next door to her, so she was giving hand jobs for like she would make $1,000 a week, and she was like, plus my business. I'm being a chiropractor. Do you know how much money they make?
I mean, she probably can take insurance too.
That's
right?
a lot of schooling.
Yeah,
but like, yeah. So, eventually, the sheriff.
Damn, $200 for a hand job.
Of the place came in, and he was investigating, but she didn't understand.
Bullshit.
She didn't know that. Yeah. So he comes in and
what
he
a
asks,
job.
I'm investigating this hand job operation you've got going on here.
So he asks her for a hand job at the end of the massage. And
is it a massage or a chiropractor? Like, don't they lay down on beds
both.
and then they kind of stretch their backs out?
Yeah, they crack your back. The chiropractor is supposed to crack your back, and then the massage therapist is supposed to massage you.
This girl does all of that?
She does a variety. Depending on what your problem is, she would help you.
The problem's down here.
Yeah, it was for a lot of the officers. So, he came in and he was just going to investigate and he asked her for a happy ending at the end, and she said okay, because she had been doing it for so long for everyone else in that station.
She'd feel sad not to just...
She felt guilty.
Yeah.
No, she was making bank off of these people.
Well,
that's why.
Right.
Plus, she probably felt guilty. I'm not really sure. But either way, when she said yes, the sheriff stood up and said, "I know exactly what's going on here, and you're under arrest for whatever charges she had." And she fought back because she said, "Your officers are the ones who forced me to do this, and they have been asking me for months and months and months." So he said, "Okay, I won't."
I've seen some Dateline shit. Did he hand her money? Don't you have to have money exchanged for it to happen?
I'm not really sure
exactly
they
how
know.
it went.
They know how.
But he told her, well, she told him, this is your entire police station. I can like sue your entire police station for everything they've done, for harassing me and for like all these things."
Right.
And he said, "Okay, let's make a deal."
Let's make a deal.
I love that. Let's
Give
make
me
a deal.
a hand job.
You let me do bareback, and we're gonna call it even.
Fair enough.
And he said, "Okay, I won't take you to prison for what you've done, but I'm gonna have to take your license, and everything is gonna be like brushed under the rug.
First give me a hand job.
I have to take your license, but I won't put
press
charges or put in the record that you've done anything unlawful." So I guess she thought that was fair, and she moved to Las Vegas with her 11-year-old daughter.
What happened to the 1-year-old?
He was born after she moved to Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Damn. And he has some medical problems, and his baby daddy is in prison.
Imagine that.
Can we ask why he's in prison?
For selling weed.
For selling weed, really?
He sold weed over several states. He was
big time guy.
Very big marijuana dealer. He took care of his mom. He took care took care of his sister,
Mm-hmm.
and he put his sister through school, and then
Hopefully not chiropractic school.
no,
Okay.
she obviously couldn't. She got her license taken from
Oh no, the weed seller's sister.
from the chiropractic.
That sucks. So what is she doing now? She's back.
So then she decided to go back to school, and she decided to get into respiratory therapy, and that's where I met her, is in my classroom, because I'm going to school for respiratory.
I can
therapy.
only imagine if I'm in the hospital and I'm getting some respiratory type shit, and like, give you $200 for a hand job, and then she goes back into this routine where she's giving hand jobs and doing respiratory therapy.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone can give you a hand job for $200.
I feel like, yeah. Pretty much. As long as your eyes are closed.
Why would your eyes be closed?
A hand's a hand, right? Just like people say, pussy's a pussy.
I wasn't gonna ask dudes for hand
That
jobs.
sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does. Well, guess what? A pussy is not a pussy. I hate when people say that. Guys, older guys, whatever.
Don't play it off.
No,
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Now he's trying to
Let me-
backtrack. You see that,
Yeah.
right?
I'm going to explain to you something.
Now there you go.
Pussy's not pussy, okay? I've seen many pussies in my day, and I'll tell you what, they're all different. You have some nice pussies. You have some not nice pussies. You have
Well
some
said,
pussies
dude.
that smell. Okay.
Nice pussy, not nice pussy.
Yeah, like pussy's not pussy. Like, guys just want to fuck something. They just want to they just want to bust. That's cool. But we're going to go back. We're going to go back, and we said about what we did this weekend. What did you do this weekend?
Me
Yeah.
Anything
where
exciting
were
this
you
weekend?
at? What did you do? I mean,
in Lake Havasu.
Havasu.
Havasu, 4th of July
Oh,
weekend.
that's a crazy weekend, right? Is it extra crazy for
It
4th
was
of July?
pretty crazy.
Like
this
Memorial Day?
weekend. Yeah,
Labor Day?
yeah.
Anything exciting happen? Any dudes?
there was a lot of dudes. There was
Yeah.
a lot of
A lot of brohos?
there was not that many girls.
No girls? More dudes
Lots
than...
of guys. Yeah, there was a couple girls.
So you're a rare commodity.
If there was
Hot
girls,
commodity.
it was like someone's brother or someone's uncle or someone's fiance or something. Most of the time, it
Mhm.
was like a bunch of dudes together or a bunch of girls together partying separately, and then there was like mingling between.
Okay.
But it was pretty fun. I went out there with my family.
Is it different partying with your family than
Yeah,
partying
of
by
course.
yourself?
Yeah,
Could you get away?
yeah, they go to bed pretty early,
Like what, 6?
like 8 or 9.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you, bless
Thank
you.
you. So 8 or
Um,
9, and then the party starts like at 10 o'clock.
And then well, my friend that was with me would be like, okay, I know there's a lot of people. We had like a rhino.
Oh, fun. Yeah, you
So
can ride
we
those on
would-
the streets,
We would
right?
drive around the park. There was like it's a park of houses,
Mhm.
and everyone has a rhino or some sort of four-wheeler or
Yeah.
something that they would drive around. So I would go to Jordan. I would drive her around, my friend I brought with me.
Yeah.
And she would be like, okay, there's a lot of people at the pool. Let's go down there. So we'd go to the pool, and then she would meet someone.
She would meet someone.
Yeah. And she
She's
would
not
just-
listening to this. Okay, so
okay.
Yeah, she doesn't know anything about this.
no, not at all.
There was this one guy she met, and they were in the pool, and I was sitting on the edge of the pool, and she was on their lap. Like she was just
She was on their lap. She was on multiple laps.
She was cleaning, no, which the one person, I guess.
Okay.
She was clinging to them, like her shoulders and her legs were wrapped around them in the pool.
You said say them like there's more than one guy. Him or them.
Him.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to get a visual
Him.
here.
You said
There
them.
was, and
you
there
said
was.
them.
I know. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
we hear what you say.
There's a hockey
there-
team out here.
Well, there was a volleyball team.
Wow, here we go. How many people are in the volleyball team? Is that like 9?
I think it's 5 on each team.
There you go.
So
Got our
Let's
answer.
start.
there was
Okay, so go ahead.
so there was the volleyball team,
Mhm.
and they were playing a very serious game when we showed up.
In the pool
We
or
all
on land.
there was 4 of us. There was the security guard, his
Security
son.
he was playing.
Yeah, no, we were with the security guard. There was the people playing in the pool.
Uh-huh.
Separately, we showed up with the security guard, security guard's son and his friends. And Jordan clung to one of the friends.
Okay.
And we were all hanging out in the pool. We took a shot of Fireball. Of course, Fireball. And he kind of interrupted the game of volleyball. And they were like, get out of here, man. It's serious. This is a serious game. You guys can play when we're done. And he was like, fuck you guys. He was like really drunk. And he got mad. And he was like, I'm going to beat someone's ass. And eventually, like 30 minutes later, he interfered in the volleyball game
You
again.
just ran out.
Yeah, and then they said
It's
something.
in the water, right?
Yes, in the pool.
It's like pool volleyball.
Yes, and they said something one more time, and he told Jordan, "I'm gonna whoop this guy's ass." The guys who said something like, "Get out of here, man! Like we're playing. This is a serious game." He was like, "I'm gonna whoop this guy's ass."
Is it really a serious game in the water? Like it's in all this
Apparently,
fun?
they were. It was
Hey,
a serious game, and
Competition is competitive, man.
he told this guy. He said, "I'm gonna whoop this guy's ass" to Jordan, and Jordan was like, "Well, okay, whatever." And she didn't really believe him, but he turned around directly after he said that, and he punched this guy in the face twice
In the pool?
in the pool.
That's amazing.
One of the volleyball players, and he was like, the volleyball player like went under the water, and he came back up, and he was like, "Why'd you punch me in the face, man?" And he was like. He's like, 'cause you're talking shit. He was just way too drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, "What did I say?" And he was like, "You're just talking shit." And Jordan was like, "Okay, calm down." And she kind of broke it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And like both teams of volleyball left the place, and
They didn't come over and help out. They just left.
They
No,
just this motherfucker just punched someone in the pool. No one's
Yeah.
gonna jump in on that.
everyone
dude
was
had
like,
to have
"Oh
known
shit!"
somebody.
And they all left. Yeah. So then the guy who got punched, his sister came in, tried to fight Jordan. She was like,
Damn.
"You came with these guys," and she starts pushing Jordan, and she's like, "Oh, let's just be friends." And she like tries to separate everything.
Jordan said, "Let's just be friends."
Yeah, Jordan's trying to like make amends with everybody, but it wasn't working out. And those two kids were only 19 years old apparently, and their mom pulled both of them out of the pool, and everyone left.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't the security guard.
The security guard was there the whole time with you guys?
The security guard agreed with the guy who punched that guy in the face. Which,
Oh wow! I've never seen a security guard agree with the violence. He's like, "Yeah, you
Because-
deserved it."
Yeah, because he was so drunk. He was so drunk. He wasn't even he was not a good security guard, obviously.
No shit.
Obviously.
Thanks for telling us that.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, he deserved it. He needed to show his place in this whatever." He was just really
Was the security
stupid.
guard drunk too?
The security guard was so much drunker than everyone else.
That's amazing.
Should have been working at Walmart.
He lived in like Havasu. He lived there, so he just drank and like
Was he wearing board shorts?
he was wearing a swim trunks only. I was
What
there
does it say security guard on him? Is there any,
nowhere.
Does it have a flashlight on his hand?
I
or-
was
So
there
he could have
for
been
a-
lying to you.
I was there
Yeah.
for a week,
Uh-huh.
and I have seen this guy every single day, and I never knew until his son told me that he was the security guard in the park, because he was like wakeboarding on people's boats, and he was drunk every time I saw him, and it was just like he was not a good security guard, obviously, for like Havasu, because that place is crazy.
I feel like he's perfect for Havasu. I mean, you can get away
Yeah.
with so much shit over there. Like, he don't care. You can rape a girl as long as he gets next. You'll be fine.
That's what it seemed like he was thinking. Like I could get away with anything I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Well, that's good. I mean, the fight, nothing crazy happened in the fight. No one really got punched. The moms pulled him away. Austin's handing you a note.
What happened? You said you there was clubs out there.
How are the clubs in
You and
Havasu? Are they
Jordan
like
went to
clubs,
clubs?
like in Laughlin, I would imagine?
There was clubs in Havasu. There was 2 clubs in Havasu.
They're kind of like Laughlin clubs? Like
Pretty
no-
much. They're
okay.
like really little.
small, no dress code. You can just walk in, come in as you are.
Yeah. There was somebody from Laughlin that I actually saw in Havasu.
Is it the kid?
He had.
Was it
he-
Was
Charlie?
it Charles Lee?
Charles Lee?
No, he actually told me
You look
Who
familiar.
was he?
his name was Roman.
Mm.
He was a Sea-Doo instructor in Laughlin, and he Like Havasu is like 45 minutes away from
Did he ride his Sea-Doo up
Laughlin.
the river?
Right.
probably. I
I feel like he gets bitches as a Sea-Doo instructor.
I met him in Laughlin, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you're like the perfect person I've ever met." And he told me his life story, and
Was it a good life story?
not really.
No, he's a Sea-Doo
No.
instructor at Laughlin. You fucked up.
No,
Plenty of
he
times.
said he fucked up. He sold his house for
He
like.
said he fucked up.
He did. He was
Then
like,
you
I
probably
sold my
fucked up."
house for my girlfriend and her children, and then
Wow.
she took my house and my stuff and left me. And then
He deserves it, by the way.
He was like, then I had nothing. So I moved to Havasu with that's where his family lives. So he's like, now I'm a Sea-Doo instructor here, living with my sister. And I'm just trying to save money to get out of this place.
Where the fuck does he want to go?
I have no idea. Apparently to Havasu.
BC.
That's where I saw him
Same
next.
shithole. A same
It's the
party place.
same. It's
yeah,
the same.
It's more of the same there. But that's good. I think
So-
he's making movements.
So you saw him at Havasu. So where did you see him at Havasu?
I saw
what
him.
happened?
I went into a club one night
Mhm.
in Havasu, and he was there. He was dancing like a crazy person. He saw me and was like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" And he was like, "You're Vanessaa." And he was like,
He
"I
knew
can."
your name. He remembered your name.
Yeah.
How much of a conversation did you have in Laughlin?
I
with
met
this
him
guy?
because I went down to the Sea-Doo dock, and I was like, "How much are the Sea-Doos to rent?"
For you,
And yeah,
$20
for me and Jordan, it was like $400 a day, and we were like,
or a hand job.
no, okay.
Upsell.
So we just left, but like, he was like, if you guys, we were probably talking to him for like 30 minutes, and he was
Mhm.
like, okay, he was like, if you guys want to hang out later, I know like all the places in Laughlin that are like really cool to go to.
Oh.
So we
That's a
got
good
him,
move.
we gave him our numbers, and he called us like later that night, but we never hung out with him ever again.
Did he show you around Laughlin?
No, he never showed us around. But
What did he do?
I ended up seeing him in Havasu.
So when you called him in Laughlin, what did he show you? Or
We
what did
didn't call him.
Oh, you just gave him your number and that was it?
We gave him our number. He called us. We were like, oh shit, it's that guy.
Did you think he wasn't going to call you?
No, we
See, this is the thing. I know
didn't
we're I know
really-
what we're
Girls are
trying to
naive. Girls are naive.
This is exactly what we're trying to get to.
Jordan was willing to give him her number to get away from him.
Is that really what you
How
wanted
would
to
you
do?
get away from somebody by giving them
Your
her
number. Wouldn't you give like a fake number if that's really what you wanted to do? So this is what I'm trying to say.
We
The
could've.
whole podcast what we were trying to do is trying to do creeps, but what this is turning into girls love attention, and like you guys gave your number, and then when the guy calls, we're stupid as males. We are stupid. If you like wink at us, we're like, holy shit, this girl really likes me. I think she loves me. We will explode. I mean, we will like.
She wants to have my babies.
Yeah, we are very dumb. So when you give a guy a number, of course we're gonna call you. Probably right as soon as before the ink dries. So you didn't respond to this guy. Did he call you
You
again?
didn't
I'm pretty sure he
respond to
called
him.
you again.
Jordan gave him her phone number, and he called. And
What time did he call?
Jordan was drinking a lot, and she was like, "I'm just gonna give him my phone number,
Mm-hmm.
so that he'll just leave us alone and let us go."
Makes
so
sense.
But
Makes
but the
sense.
thing is, also you gave him a real phone number.
she also gave him her own phone number
True.
for real, and like then he called
Like he was supposed to, like every guy would.
like he
Imagine-
was supposed to,
Imagine
and
that.
she answered it.
Okay.
And she was like, "Who is this?" And he was like, "Roman." And she was like, "Oh." And then she gave the phone to me, and I was like, "Hey, we're gonna probably leave tonight, so I probably won't ever see you again." And we left, but then like he called Jordan, and Jordan gave him my phone number, and then he called me, and he just like nonstop called me, and then we went back to Havasu, and we ended up seeing him in a club in Havasu because
This was
it's like
So hold on.
this
I
was
can
about
only-
this was about a month and a half, 2 months late.
A
A
month
month
later.
You seen him at Havasu.
So this guy got blue balled when you in Laughlin, and it's like, dude, I met these two banging chicks. He probably told his buddies, I'm gonna like rail both these girls. This didn't happen, and he probably like jerked off to your memories for I don't know how long. But then you see these two girls back in Havasu
3
a month
weeks later. a
3
month
weeks later.
Yeah.
And does he start right back up being this aggressive guy? Like, hey, let me show.
Yeah.
I know all about Havasu now. Let me show you around Havasu.
He like ran up on me and was like, "Hey, He was like, "You're Vanessaa," and I was like, "Yeah."
You didn't answer my call.
And he was like, "Oh my god!" And he started poking me
With what?
in the arm with his finger in the
Okay.
arm. He started poking me with his finger in the arm and in the chest, and like he started touching my face, and he was like, "Oh my god,
You're real.
He was like, "I thought I would never see you again. You're here. You're real." And he was like, "I'm touching you right now. I'm able to." He kept poking me, and he was like, I'm just able to touch you." And he was like, "I can't believe it." And he was like, "Do you want to dance with me?" And
So this
like,
guy thinks it's now this guy's think it's fate. Fate has brought us together once again.
Yep.
probably.
Okay, so what happens? He wants to ask you to dance.
Jordan ran up, and she was like, "Oh shit." She was like, "That's Roman," and she like
Beelines it out of
almost pretty much tackled me out of his like view.
there? Okay.
And like she took me into the bathroom, and she was like, "We have to get out of here because Roman's gonna like try to get with you all night because he's like infatuated with you."
Hold on. Why is it you, not Jordan? Why is he?
I don't know. That's just the way it was coming off.
I know.
And Jordan was like,
I think Anthony knows too.
Jordan was like, "All right." Like Jordan always helps me out. If someone comes up to me and is
Mhm.
like, I don't usually speak my mind very well, and Jordan can usually like speak my mind
She's
for
your
me.
voice.
So
You guys are friends. You guys know each other, so you kind of know what
right.
each other's
You're
thinking.
complete opposites.
So she did that, and we went back on the dance floor. He was like gone. He disappeared. We were dancing.
I doubt that.
And
He's
then
there somewhere.
no, he was watching, so he just ran up again, like within.
He was looking for you. He probably took higher ground to try to get to survey the whole area and find out where you are at.
yeah,
This guy is his only mission is to fuck you now, because it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. You were set, and now you're in Havasu. Like it's meant to be.
yeah. So
Okay.
we were with these people, and they were like
These guys.
They were asking us to like float down the river with them the next day on like their rafts,
Okay.
and we were like, okay, cool, whatever. They were really cool. There was like a doctor and like a orthopedic surgeon and like.
Are these real people? Because I feel like you're just meeting all professionals everywhere you go.
A pilot? No, these people.
A pilot, a professional, an
pilot.
astronaut, a fireman.
He
What
told
the
me.
fuck? Everyone's just feeding you a whole bunch of shit. The only guy that was real was Roman.
No, Roman was a creep. Roman was the
The doctor
one.
wasn't a creep. Okay, but anyways, so go ahead, continue.
Then you see him at Walgreens checking your fucking groceries the next day.
So go ahead. So you met
Do-
the pilot,
you're an
the doctor, and the orthopedic surgeon.
We were hanging out with them. We were all dancing. Me and
These
Jordan,
guys weren't creeps.
Me and Jordan were dancing.
Were these guys creeps?
guys were just hanging out on the side. They were like, "Let me buy you a shot."
The doctor said this.
Yeah,
Okay, so they're not creeps. They're guys.
They're guys. They're
All
not
right, so go ahead,
creeps.
continue.
but they were like they weren't being like overly forceful like
Because
Roman.
they're a little bit older.
Right. And they didn't
Roman's
want...
younger, right?
Roman is 47,
Really?
How old were these guys?
Yeah.
like 28, 27,
And they're orthopedic
32.
surgeons?
30, 32. All of them were like above, like between 35 and between 25.
Okay.
So they know how to play the game.
Apparently, I don't
Okay.
know.
So they bought you some drinks, and then what happens?
And they were like, "Okay, if you want us to keep this guy away,
You're gonna have to kiss
let
one
us
of
know,
Okay.
and we'll fucking like tell him to back off." And like, we ended up telling.
What's Roman's nationality?
He looks like he's Cuban, or like
Does he have a gold chain?
he looks Hispanic. He has long hair. He has wavy, long Hispanic hair.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
No.
He could like slick it back with a gel.
You have a toothpick in
Slick
his
it.
mouth?
Slick it back. Probably, yeah.
Okay.
He would. And he sells the sea-doos all day in the water. He's like, "I have the perfect life. I live on the beach, and
You live on the river.
Yeah, it's not a beach.
you live in Laughlin.
Yeah. Your life sucks. You're eating at
You
the
know
buffet.
the people that surround you are above 80. Just
Yeah.
so you know.
It's not that fabulous. But anyway, so these
Everyone-
guys ask, do you want me to shake Roman off? Do you want me to try to move this guy away from you? And you reply with what?
We were like, yeah, this Jordan was so adamant. Jordan was like, "I know this guy is like attacking you." So she was like telling the people that we were with, like, "Get this guy away from her because he's like really weird and obsessive."
Mm.
And we left the place we were at, and then we went to a different like club, and everyone was dancing, and I turn around, and the guy, the Roman, is there, and he's dancing like behind me, and he's doing like the
Pelvic thrusting.
like the.
He was
His
twerking?
whole body was vibrating, and
He was
like,
probably
he
coming.
was doing like the. It was so weird. It was weird. And then we told the security guards, like, this guy has been following us for like 5 or 6 miles. Like, we walked to the next club,
Mhm.
and he followed us to the next club, like a long way. And
This guy had to really follow
he
you.
was
yeah.
like, seriously, like, we were his motive.
Oh yeah, I'm
It
on
was-
Roman's side right now.
it
I'm
was
putting
weird.
myself in Roman's shoes.
It was weird. So we told the security guard, this guy has been like following us for a long time, like all day, and like
The security guard that's in
for
board
the
shorts,
last
by the way,
couple days. Yeah, the security guard who was in board shorts, and
with a beer in his hand. He's like, all right.
he was like, okay.
Cool.
He was like, He was like, just let me know when you're getting uncomfortable, and like right away we were like, this guy is dancing on me, and he followed us from the last club, which was like miles and miles away. So like, we're gonna leave or he has to leave, was what we told the security guard, and the security guard was like, all right, and he kicked him out, and he was familiar with that man, like with Roman. And
Oh, so
like,
he knew about him.
he was like, this guy has done this a couple times to like a few different girls, and he was like,
Really?
He falls in love quick.
he
That's weird.
finds someone and he like sticks to them, and he will like try to pursue it as much as he can.
Dang.
Doesn't sound like any guy that I would have known.
Doesn't sound
No.
like anybody that I know.
It's not like
either.
any other guy on earth, of course. No other guy does that.
No.
No.
So was that the only time you saw? Was that the last time you saw Roman?
Guys are friggin' creeps. Yeah.
That was it.
He
He didn't try calling you.
Jordan actually told him off before we told the security guard.
Oh, because you confronted him.
She was like, "You are fucking weird, and you need to stop following my friend." And she was like, "We're telling security that you're here, and you've stalked us for the last 24 hours." And she told the security guard, and they literally kicked him out. And I have not heard from him since.
He
but
didn't try calling you and say, "Hey, baby, I thought it was yada
No.
yada yada."
Before that, he was like, "Your friend really doesn't like me, huh?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "Neither of us really like know who you are." And then
Mhm.
Jordan kept pulling me away from him, and I didn't get to explain myself to him, or like she didn't really get to explain herself other than you're fucking weird. And I think he got the hint that he was fucking weird because he got kicked out after being told by both of us he was kind of creepy. And so it's just a weird. Guys are weird.
Guys are crazy, man. Like, I mean, we
Was that really crazy, though?
Well, yeah, it is.
You wouldn't
actually.
do that. Like if you saw a girl like a month later, you thought that you had something going.
Wait, if she hadn't texted you back in the month and she kind of just blew you off, yeah, you can
the
know
thing
in a
is,
month if you're blown off or not.
It wasn't a month. She met him.
2 weeks. Let's just say 2 weeks.
She met him. She met him one night. Gave him the number. Her friend said, "Hey, call my friend. Here's her number." So this guy's probably thinking, well, maybe Jordan doesn't like me, but her friend likes me. Why else would she give me her number? So she calls and doesn't get a response. And maybe he thinks.
And then he just randomly sees her.
Well,
and
maybe he's thinking, well, this girl really likes me. That she wanted to get a hold of me, and then maybe now she doesn't. Now I can't get a hold of her.
she really likes me because
Well,
she never
what about
fucking called me or
Stacy?
texted me.
What about the guy from my
Well,
school?
you tell me.
So there's more
What-
creeps.
there's
What I'm
more
thinking, I don't
creeps.
think this guy really did anything wrong. He was
I-
led to believe. Go ahead.
He was a little bit forward.
Like all what guys aren't
He kind
forward.
of stalked us.
He kind of stalked us.
Obviously-
He followed them to different clubs, but I get it. That's what you would do too. Like,
You wouldn't do
I'm
that?
not mad at you. No, I wouldn't.
If some girl said, "Hey, call me," and then it said, "You know what, my friend really call my girlfriend,"
Yeah,
and you
I
would think,
called
"Oh,
her
maybe your
girlfriend,
girlfriend," and then she
and
didn't
I
answer,
texted her girlfriend,
and she didn't answer,
and she never answered. And 2
And then you
weeks later,
3
I
weeks
run
later,
in.
you run into her.
Yeah,
You
no,
wouldn't say hi
I
to
would.
that girl,
I would say hi,
and then what?
and then if I realized that she wasn't into me, then obviously she hadn't texted me in 3 weeks. Like that's pretty much obvious right there.
Yeah, but you don't live in Laughlin, so why would you text you?
That made no sense.
Why would I text you if I didn't live in your city? Like, would we just be pen pals and
Why-
just text you back and forth
Could
for
you
no
not-
fucking reason?
Could you not just maybe you live 2 hours away? Like, could you not become friends?
For the fuck what? What am I gonna do? Oh, this Vegas is hot right now. Oh yeah, Laughlin's hotter. The fuck kind of friendship is that?
All right, you're right. You're right. What kind of friendship is that?
what kind of what I'm thinking is like, okay, let's try to hook up. You're in Laughlin, I live in Laughlin. Let's do something.
Well,
Let's have fun while you're here.
why not?
And then I try to call you. I don't hear you, so I was thinking, well, like hooking
Well,
up
let me
is not gonna
text
happen.
you.
And then
And you
I see
text
you,
me,
and
and
then
nothing happens.
yeah.
Then,
Well, I'm
then
thinking,
3
okay,
weeks later, you see me, and you're like, "Hey,
let's
are you
respark
Vanessa?"
things. Yeah.
And I'm poking you, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're like real. Like you're not like dad. You're like, oh, this is really you." You think
And I
that's
still was being weird towards you, and I was like, and I kept like straying from you, and
I'm
you
pretty
kept,
sure the guy wasn't sober.
he was
probably
probably
not.
drunk.
Okay.
But you know what? Hey, ain't my problem. I wouldn't do that.
He was being a creep. He was definitely following me and following me and following me excessively. Like to the point where Jordan, my friend, was like, "This guy's fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to back off." And she told him that for me because I can't stand up for myself. She told him that, and he still did not back off. He still was like, "You guys are
As a
leaving?"
guy, what we hear is try harder. Or
I
mean,
know.
Or
it's
Anthony,
stupid.
I
you
know.
try harder.
We do stupid things.
No,
You
I
need to
try
take
really hard
things
sometimes.
very literally. and
Okay, so
you guys need to.
we don't take little when we see something we like. We
We
will
go
lie to
after it.
ourselves and say, you know what? Maybe she doesn't really like me for here. Maybe I'll try harder. Or why is she hanging out with those other guys? And you know, they're a little bit younger. He doesn't know that you're hanging out with doctors or professionals and people who have jobs and not selling CDs. We're stupid. We want to hear what we hear what we want to hear. And you're an attractive girl. I mean, if I saw you, I would definitely try to.
You
Try to-
think that
try
girls
to-
don't run into a guy that they're like, "Oh my god, this is the perfect guy I've ever met."
Girls are different than guys, though. You can't be aggressive. If there was a girl that was, if you came up to me and you're like, "Hey, what are you doing? You want to hang out? Let's do this. Give me your number. Let me text you. Let me call you. Let's go do this." I would be like, "Damn, this girl has AIDS or something, and she wants to give it to me, or she wants some money." I would be blown off by that. But if you gave me your number and I texted you and we had a little conversation, then you kind of went off. I'd be like, "What's going on now? Why doesn't she want to talk to me? What did I do? Did I do something wrong? I thought we were
That's
clicking. I
like
thought we had a moment."
Stacy. That's like this guy from Pima.
But the thing is, if you give us a little bit, if you give us an inch, we'll take a mile.
Why don't girls do that? That's kind of like that's an obsessive thing.
Yep.
What do you mean, an excessive thing in what sense?
You need to have some self control as a man.
We
because
don't
that's
have
what girls have.
we don't have self control. We are guys. I mean, we think about sex. I don't know, thousands and thousands of times.
You think
an
that
hour.
girls aren't sluts too?
We know girls are sluts, but we don't want to believe that girls are sluts. We want to think girls are like on
Okay.
this
Well,
pedestal.
there's girls that don't have self control, and there's men that don't have self control, and there's most men that do not have self control, but they can like realize, like they can like snap out of it and be like, okay, and they can like talk to themselves and realize the situation.
This might not be the best thing to get into.
Like obviously she's not. If it's not clear that she's interested, she's not fucking interested.
Mhm.
Just so you know, if you have to try and try and try and try and try for months or a month even.
Well, let's not say months. Let's say days. Let's just speed things up. Like if I'm not getting any feedback from you, I mean, am I supposed to say, "Oh well,"
No, then you stop.
and just move on? But what if I really like you?
It doesn't matter.
What if I've never met a girl like you, and we exchange numbers, things kind of hit off, but I don't hear from you? Then I just come to my own conclusions.
Then that
and
means I
say,
don't feel the same way, and you move on.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. So you brought up this guy named Stacy who you gave this. I don't buy that. I mean, I would try harder.
How do you not buy that?
I mean,
You buy it, but that's not what you wouldn't go
What
by
if
those
you
rules.
weren't interested in me at all?
I would, yeah.
Like
well,
1% even interested in me, and I was like, "You're the perfect guy I've ever met, and you're just so attractive, and you just are so my type." And
okay.
I was like freaking out, and you were like, "Oh my god, I really don't like this girl," and you're telling your friend, "I really don't like this girl."
But are you
She's like-
telling the person
she's
on the
coming
phone?
on to me.
Are you telling the person on the phone I really don't like you? You
On
know,
the-
you.
What do you mean on the phone?
well, the person
no
texting
one
you-
wants to be rude or blunt.
Exactly. So you say, you know what? I'm washing my hair. You know
So
what?
y-
I have my period.
so you
know
keep
what?
your
I have this.
distance.
That's why.
No.
But the thing is, you don't want to be rude.
You never
like the attention.
You never closed the door. You kept it slightly open.
You give this guy a
That's
little,
what
like I said,
he's trying to say.
you give this guy a little bit of an opening, he's gonna fucking stick his dick in that opening.
That's what he's trying to say.
I mean, if you don't
I get
say,
where
if you
Anthony's
don't,
coming from.
if you don't give him a black and white, I mean, if you don't give him a definite answer, he's gonna believe what he wants to believe. So if this guy Roman or this guy Stacy, if he's just like, let me hear Stacy's story. What happened to Stacy? Who's this guy?
I was in school,
Okay.
and there's 5 semesters. He was in
One of your classes.
No, he was in the 5th semester, which is 2 semesters above when I even started school. And he was pretty much about to graduate. Of I was in the middle of the program, and I was not going to graduate anytime soon.
But anyways, he was in one of your classes.
No, he was not. And
You-
I just saw him. He was in the same program as me, as an RT.
Okay.
And he
How'd you meet?
he saw me
Okay.
in one of the rooms that we studied in, and it was like a study room for respiratory, and we would just be sitting there together studying, but
This is one occasion,
not
or this
not conversing.
is this one occasion, or this
this
is
is
multiple times that you guys would be
probably
in the same room,
this is probably a few times we're in the same room together,
sitting next to each other, studying?
and then all of a sudden he would be like, "Hey, I noticed that you were in respiratory," and he would ask me about, like, "Oh, if you need any help, or if you need anything, then let me know." And then, like, I never let him know. He was like 50 years old.
Okay.
I'm like 21 years old.
Age is but a number. Go ahead.
Okay, well, 50, 21, a little bit extreme.
21, 16. Go ahead.
Okay, so
He could still have kids.
that's what he was trying to tell me. He was trying to.
So okay. So okay, go ahead. So he keeps on talking to you. You don't talk to him, and then what happens?
I was studying one morning. He came in. He was like, "Oh, what are you studying? Let me try to help you." And I was like, I told him what was going on, and he was like, "Okay, well, if you need anything, let me know." And I ended up getting a phone call. I answered my phone while he's sitting there,
Mm.
and he starts writing his phone number on my papers, like my notes, and I'm on the phone, so I was just like, "Oh shit!" Like I like knew what he was doing, but I was trying to like ignore like
The fact that he was giving
the
you his
fact
number.
that he was doing that, so that he didn't, so he would just like go away.
So he didn't see. Okay.
So he was like, he like whispered to me like, if you need any help with anything, let me know. Here's my phone number.
I don't think he was that creepy, but go
No,
ahead.
no, no, no.
All right.
That's exactly how he was. He was like, let me know,
Okay.
because he knew I was.
I just want to know how
he knew
got.
I was on the phone. So
I got
he
you.
was like,
I just want to know how he got your number. But go ahead.
he didn't. Okay, he was like, if you need any help with anything,
Just try to be a nice guy.
we
Maybe he's being a
studied-
father figure.
I figured he was trying to be nice. So
Okay. Like all guys are.
I see him like
Oh.
a couple days later, and I'm studying, and he's studying across from me, and he was like, "Hey, what teachers do you have right now?" And I told him, and he was like, "Okay, well, I have all the answers to all the tests in that instructor's classroom, and they don't change their tests every year. They just
Use the same test. Okay.
they just follow along." So he's like, "I can send you like the questions and answers, and even if they don't use those test questions, you can still study them and understand them. And if you have questions, you can ask me." And like he just was like getting himself in there pretty much. And I never called him back or acknowledged him very much or anything. But I ended up having a problem with the school. I withdrew, and I'm transferring. So he emailed me, and he was like, "I haven't seen you in a while."
How do you get your email?
Because he was like, he sent me stuff to study with.
So you said, "Here's my email. Send me this."
I think the first time I met him, he asked me my email, and he was like, "I have this study stuff. I'm gonna send you it if you're interested." And I was like, "Yeah, for sure," because of course, I'm interested in study material.
Yeah.
So I gave him my email, and he sent that stuff to me, and I read it, and I was like, "Okay, this isn't really that much that I'm gonna like."
It's not useful
It's not
information.
very useful for me, but I never talked to him again. And then I withdrew, and I'm transferring schools, and he was like, "Where have you been?" He emailed me. He was like, "Where have you been? I'm graduating. I'm about to take my exams for the state and my board exams and all that stuff." And he was like, I don't have anybody to study with, so like call me and I can help you out and you could help me out. And he was farther along in the program than I was. So I called him and I was like, "Hey, I just got your email." And I was totally like normal. I thought it was normal.
Being cordial, yeah, just being nice.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'm actually studying for these exams, and I was wondering if you could help me study." And I was like, "Well, I don't really know exactly what you know because you're so far ahead of me. And he was like, well, you could help me with the stuff that you know from the beginning that I probably forgot, and I can help you with things that you're going to run into later in the program. And I was like, that sounds nice. We can like meet tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So I made an appointment with him, and he like
He thought it was a date.
on the
Yeah,
phone.
but you were
There was like
you were
things.
naive.
There was
because
things happening in the room behind me. There was like things that were happening in my household that were distracting me, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Well, did you tell him that these things were distracting you?
No,
How did he know? Why would he
started,
ask, "Are you okay?"
He just started being his like personality just like snapped, and
he's
he just
50
like
and she's 21.
he snapped out of it and was like, "Are you okay? So you're sure you're gonna meet me tomorrow?" And I was like, yeah. Why?" And he was like, "Well, I'm just. Are you? It just seems like you're
This is through voicemail. I mean, through email or text.
No, we're on the phone.
Okay, and he gets to this baby
We're
voice.
on
this
the
creepy
phone,
voice.
and like we made the appointment, and afterwards, I was like, "Okay, I'll see you. Like, I'll call you tomorrow around 1 o'clock." And he started being like, "Okay, well, you're not gonna bail on me, are you?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Okay, well, you sound a little distracted. What's going on?" And like he just his entire voice changed, and I was like a little creeped out, and I was like, "Nothing. I'm fine. Um, I'll see you tomorrow." And he was like, "Are you sure?" And he just like kept me on the phone, and he had that voice, and I was like,
He's probably masturbating.
I got really creeped out, probably. And he was like, I got
What are you
really
wearing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the voice. Like, what are you
Oh, that
wearing?
was how.
What are you wearing? Like, kind of voice. Like,
Yeah.
what's wrong? What are you doing? Are you gonna really meet me tomorrow? Like, it was like really weird. And I was like,
What was his name?
Stacy.
What are you wearing?
Sounds similar.
Yeah.
It was weird. So I hung up, and I was like, thinking to myself, like, okay, I'm probably not gonna meet this guy tomorrow because of what just happened. Like,
Okay.
that guy just, like, it was cool until just now. Like,
Shit got real.
Yeah, it was kind of, yeah, it got creepy. And then the next day he called me because he was like, "Call me at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll set up a time and a place to meet." And I was like, "Okay," but I got creeped out, so I never called him at 1 o'clock. He called me like at 2, left me a message, called me like several times, and then he sent me like 16 text
Did you
messages.
ever tell this guy, "Hey, stop doing this. I have a boyfriend," or "I'm just not interested in you," or "I don't need any help anymore"? Did you ever do that?
No.
See, I think that's you're kind of in a way you're kind of asking for it because we do that too. As guys, when we meet a
Okay.
chick, and we'll hook up with them, and we're thinking, well, you know what? I just met this girl. We're just gonna hook up to hook up.
Okay, well, what if
And
you don't
then-
hook up? What if you're just like, "Hey, let's meet tomorrow," and
This
then-
whole intentions of meeting up is to hook up with you,
no, it's to study, as far as I know.
as far as you know. But his intentions are different. We don't really care.
That's that's the feeling I got.
Okay,
towards
here's
the end
the thing.
of
Here's the thing.
conversation.
Here's the secret about guys. Say if I got your phone number, and out of the blue, if I didn't know who you, I mean, if I got your number, I met you, and we were at the grocery store, and if I just texted you, "Hey, what's the temperature? I mean, what's the weather outside? What's the
Yeah.
weather like outside?" It's basically I'm just trying to fuck you. I want to start a conversation. I want to see what you're doing. I want to see anything. That's what all guys are trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
girls don't understand that.
And
We
then that's
don't-
what I'm
that's
just
not
trying to
our-
tell
Some
you.
girls are naive.
That's it, and then
some
that's what
girls
I'm
don't
trying to say.
understand.
Maybe there are those genuine guys who really just.
And who are 50 and going to respiratory therapy school, and who really
As a
want
guy,
to
you've never.
study
As a guy, you
because they're
okay.
about
But
to.
as another guy, have you ever gotten a girl's phone number and just really just wanted to be helpful? You never really wanted to fuck her.
No.
That is something that my ex-boyfriend would
Okay.
tell me all the time. He
That
was
what?
like, because I had like 2 or 3 guy friends that were,
Those guys friends want to fuck you.
yeah, that's pretty much
And
what he
that's,
said.
Well, that's the truth.
And that's the
He-
only
I've
reason
been
why
these
they're your
people's
friends.
for 5 years.
You know that's called the
5
ultimate
years.
foreplay. Ultimate
And
foreplay.
he was like, these people,
Have you been in relationships in those 5 years that they've known
yeah,
you?
and
That's
they
what they're waiting for. They're
they
waiting for you to
knew.
break up.
they knew that, and they were, and the Cody, my ex-boyfriend, was saying like, these people that are your guy friends, that are guys,
Uh huh.
just, he's like, they're waiting for the moment that you are single, or you are going to cheat, or you're going to do anything wrong.
Yes.
Because they are.
And I kind of understood, but
You
kind of
do.
not.
The thing is, you want to play. Girls want to play naive. They want
No,
to be like,
it's-
well, no, he really likes me because I'm funny. He really
she
likes me
wants the
because
attention, not you. But I'm saying girls want the attention.
she does want the attention.
I
All girls
don't-
want the
not
attention.
really. These
Not
guys,
really means yes.
No. If you have a guy friend who's your guy friend for 5 years, he's your friend.
To
Hey, how many
you,
girlfriends?
to
Hold on, let
you.
me ask this question. How many
He is
girlfriends
your
do you have?
freaking friend.
How many
for
girlfriends do
sure.
I have
Yeah, girlfriends.
that are actually girlfriends?
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Who are they?
I'd say Megan and Valerie.
And you've never fucked Megan or Valerie or tried to date them or fuck them?
I work with them, so I've been friends with them for
Did you
maybe
have the intention in fucking them in the first place?
no. But
Are you
here
sure?
I'm positive. But here's the deal.
Here's a liar.
No, I'm not. I'm not
Okay,
lying.
all right.
You don't have to lie.
Valerie's married. Okay, I've met her husband. She's 35.
Megan's not married or
Megan's not married, but
in a
has
relationship.
like an 11-year-old kid. And
Oh, that's gonna
my-
stop you from
my
fucking a
best,
chick?
my really good friend is her roommate, and it's really weird. But I just so happen to work with her, and that's not my style. Like,
Okay.
we're friends, but would I actually consider them as a friend? Like, I consider you as a friend, or
No.
Ricky as a friend, or
That means no.
no, it's not.
Okay,
I
that's an
wouldn't-
acquaintance. That's not a friend.
Okay, well then they're acquaintances. I could tell
So you have
I,
no girlfriends.
I have no girlfriends.
Fair enough.
So would you fuck her though?
No, I would not.
If it was appropriate in both of your guys' lives, you wouldn't fuck her?
Fuck yeah, I tried to fuck her.
If I was single, and she was single, and she wasn't living
She
with
is.
Saul,
Oh my
And you
gosh.
are. She's not living. Okay, well, if she wasn't living with Saul,
Why do we
who
gotta put names? What we're trying to do?
I can't do
supposedly
that.
isn't
I
fucking her.
can't do that.
Wow.
She's pretty. She's
She-
pretty, but she's not my style. She's not my style.
Now we have a style. Now you're kicking girls out of the bedroom. This is what's going on. Now there's a whole bunch of liars in the thing. No, dude, she's got an amazing ass.
You are in love with her ass.
Oh, I'm in love with ass. Period.
Okay.
Attach that
I'm
to
just trying to say, friends are meant to be with the same sex, actual friends. If you have one person of those friendship that would fuck somebody, then you're not friends. You're not. I'm gonna
You're
tell you
just
this.
waiting.
You're just waiting. I'm gonna tell you this like this. There are exceptions to the rules. There
Yeah.
are.
Okay, what
If
are those
you-
exceptions?
Here are some exceptions. If you were born with neighbors next to somebody who's you're a daughter, I mean like a girl and you're a boy and you're the same age and you guys grow up together, that's different. There
It's
are
not.
there or if your mom's best friend has a kid that is there are not every situation like that, but there are some exceptions to the rules. I'm saying for the majority, a guy is just waiting to fuck something.
That's basically what I've been saying.
They are, and that's exactly what your ex-boyfriend was saying. And I'm just trying to like validate that as much as I don't want to. I'm trying to say, look, open your eyes and
If this was MySpace right now, and you know how they had were you alive when they had MySpace?
Yeah.
Okay. If this was MySpace and it was still existing, and you could see the top friends, and if there were any girls on there, you take all the relatives out, or you take out any girlfriends on that top 5 or whatever, top whatever. Those are the girls that they want to fuck. That's basically all it is. This is us as guys. The only thing we're thinking about is where we're gonna stick our dick
Those
next.
are their top friends publicly.
Yeah, but those are the ones that we're gonna definitely try to fuck. Just waiting for that moment, that opportunity.
Even if they're with their best
Go
friends.
into the mic a little bit.
Even if it's their best friend's girlfriend.
Come into the mic a little bit.
Even if it's their best friend's girlfriend.
Yes. That's a different scenario. Like, Austin, if you had a girlfriend, I wouldn't try to fuck her, even if they broke up.
Even if you wanted to.
Even if when I wanted to, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
because it's different though. That's different.
That's a different
totally
thing.
different. That's like a friendship. Like we have a friendship where we're not gonna do that. Like we can't get. You can't. He can never get close enough to a girl that's as close to me that we broke up. But what I'm trying to say
As far
is,
as you know.
as far as I know, exactly, you're right. Okay, but I'll tell you what. If me and you are friends, and I know you have a
How'd you get out of
boyfriend.
the camera? Go ahead.
If me and you are friends, and I know you have a boyfriend, and we've been friends for years, and you can tell that I kind of like am just really sweet and I flirt with you and whatever, but I don't ever extend my boundaries or
You know what he's
but
doing? Yeah.
you go single, and then I start acting a little bit more like, hey, flirtatious and whatever.
It's
like,
just gonna be like, hey,
they're
I
just
heard you just broke
waiting.
up.
They're just
If
waiting.
you ever need help, do these sound familiar? If you ever need help, if you need to cry on, I'm always there for you. You know what? You know what? What's his name was such a dick. You deserve better. That's only saying, dude, give me a call. Let's let's just do
waiting
lunch.
until he fucks up.
That's exactly
Pretty
all we are
much.
doing. We are the dirtiest fuckers
You think
out
you
there.
would wait for 5 years?
Well, do you think I'm just waiting for you for 5 years? No, I'm waiting for fucking 15 other girls for 5 years to
it's
fuck.
not just waiting for
Obviously,
you.
Well, all
you
we're
guys have
doing-
been like doing your own thing in the meantime.
Yes.
But you're
Right.
still at the same time you're like pinpointed on a specific person for 5 years.
We are guys. What we think
Okay,
of us as farmers. Think of
women
us as farmers and
don't
think of
do
you as
that.
a seed.
Women don't do that, but guys do.
So what do you
Women
do when you like a
don't.
guy?
So if that happens to a girl, we don't understand what the heck is going on. Like, if we've been your friend for 5 years and all of a sudden we break up and we're talking to you when you understand what we're going through and we're talking because we've been friends
Mm-hmm.
for 5 years, I'm not expecting you to make out with me. But in your mind, you're like, I'm gonna
This
I'm
is
gonna
what.
kiss her
Yeah, but in your mind
while
is
we're
like
having this intimate conversation.
no. This is exactly what happens
It's
in your
weird
mind. This is what
to
happens in your
us.
mind. You're friends with me for 5 years. You break up with your boyfriend. We hang out. We go to lunch. Something PG, and then I kiss you. What goes on in your mind is like, holy shit! I kind of felt something. I've been friends with this guy for 5 years. He was my friend's best friend. Why have I never seen him like this? You're going to put yourself in this scenario where like, wow, this guy is the one I've been supposed to be hanging out with, not with this guy. You trick yourself into saying, well,
Sometimes
sometimes it's all the time.
it really depends.
Yeah, depending, yeah.
Because I have a guy friend
Okay.
who
He's just
I
waiting to
have
fuck you. I don't know what he
always-
looks like, but he's waiting to
I've
fuck you.
always told my mom. My mom knows him.
Uh-huh.
I've always told her about him, and he is probably like the perfect guy ever.
But
But I'm not attracted to him.
doesn't matter if you're not attracted to him. He's attracted to you. There's only one reason why he's talking
we
to you
have
and spending
like
the time.
some sort of connection.
The only connection that you have with him is your vagina and his penis.
No. There's like our friendship. We've been friends for 5 years, and we have all the same ideas and all the same plans for our life and like everything. And like in my mind, I'm like, this is the perfect guy. This is like a marriage material. This is marriage material. But I am not attracted to him at all, so I can't be with him because I'm not completely happy with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm friends with him and I will always be friends with him in my mind, but in his mind he's been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting because it might be perfect, but there's something that's not right.
Yeah.
And it's on my side, maybe not on his side, but it's on my side, and it's just not okay. And guys like wait, he's been around for 5 years.
We are ultimate hunters. That's what we are. It's kind of funny how you said,
Some
you know
of
what?
you-
It's weird. No, all
Some
of us
of
are
you
the
want to
same way.
fuck for your lifetime, and then you turn 60 and you're like, oh shit,
No,
I'm
we do come-
lonely.
it just comes to the point where we do need to settle down. We can't be running this game the whole time. But that's just what it is. But the thing is, with this guy for 5 years, like you were saying, it's just so funny that we have the same things in common. No, you don't. He has his own ideas. You have your own ideas, but he's just agreeing with you. If you were to say, you know what, my favorite movie this year was This Is the End. You're like, oh yeah, that was my favorite movie too. He's just going to agree with you because that's exactly what you want to hear. Now we have more of a common bond. Maybe he's going to think that you'll like him eventually. He's just slow playing this
After
thing.
5 years, you think we don't know
How
each
about
other?
here's the thing. How about you say, you know what, we've been knowing for 5 years. How about if we you ask him this question, would you jeopardize our relationship if we took this to the next level? Would you go on a date with me? Like a real date, like a boyfriend-girlfriend date?
He's asked me that.
No, you ask him that.
He would say yes, and I would say no. I wouldn't ask him that. It would be the opposite.
So he's tried and you said no? Well, that's his intention.
He told me, for the last 4 years, I've been like in love with you.
So
not,
he's admitted that.
Not necessarily in love with you, but like pretty much like you are my ideal person to be with, and I want to be with you out of everyone else. And it's like I was like,
Kind of shocked by this because you
oh
weren't saying the
shit,
same thing.
this is my really good friend. This is my good guy friend that I thought was just my friend.
Yeah. And now you see his true colors.
Now it's like, it ruined everything. Because now, like, we can't talk anymore. Because he has way more feelings for me than I have for him.
But it's just physical. It's just physical. I mean, if he looked a certain way, it would be different. Like it'd be an open and shut case. Like this is the guy.
No, he's a good-looking guy. I just.
So there's no. What is it? What's missing for you?
The connection. We don't have the connection.
Well, because you shared so much about him. There's what else is there to learn about him? You know about everything that makes him cry, what makes him happy.
I know everything about him. He knows.
That's it. There's no mystery.
Everything about me.
There's no mystery involved.
And there's just not that feeling there.
There's no mystery. The mystery is gone. The only thing that they're listening is the sex.
No, it's not that. You're confused.
I don't know. Am I confused, Austin? You're sitting
are.
there just shocked.
You're confused because
With
there's
what?
no. It doesn't matter if there's mystery, or it doesn't matter if there's like, oh, what else is there in the relationship? It's not like the mystery or like the excitement is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Just as if you were with someone for 5 years that you were completely in love with.
I mean, would you fuck? I mean, here's the thing. Would you fuck someone? Would you have sex with someone knowing they had like 5 kids? You would probably say no, right? Or would you say yes?
It depends on if I was a slut or not.
Well, let's just say you not a slut. Let's call you not a slut.
Okay.
But like if you met a guy who you thought was attractive, but you found out he had like some baggage, would you have sex with him?
If he had a few kids.
He had some whatever baggage means to you, but if he had some heavy baggage,
if he could take care of his kids on his own.
No, let's just say you knew he had baggage. Would you have sex with a guy if you knew he had a lot of baggage? No. But what if you just met the guy and you didn't know him, but you had sex with him, and then you found out he had a lot of baggage? Would you be willing to take some of that into account? Like realize, well, I can kind of see what he's doing. Would you kind of like trick yourself into saying, well, maybe I can make it work? After you've had this like connection with him, like after you had sex, and then you found out, wow, he's got to pick up his kids. He didn't tell you he had kids. You got to pick up his daughter. Would you be willing to accept that after? The answer is yeah.
It's really It depends on a lot of things.
But yes. The answer is yes. See, that's what I'm trying to get to. The mystery's gone. You already know every single thing about this guy.
There doesn't need to be mystery for me to.
Well, you answered my question.
Exciting.
But with my question asking, would you have sex with this guy if you knew he had baggage? No. Would you have sex with this guy and then you found out he had baggage after? Would you be willing to accept that? Yeah.
It depends on what the baggage was.
Whatever baggage is. I mean, you could find out his guy's upside down $150,000 in the house, or if his kids. But
if he was broke and he needed financial assistance, goodbye. Okay. You put yourself in that situation.
But after you guys connected, after you like had sex and you connected somewhere, you're like, wow, this guy was amazing.
It doesn't matter if he still had financial baggage.
But you
after that, I would still be like, you need to grow up and you need to handle your own shit. And I handled my shit. I'm not going to take care of you like I'm your fucking mom. We can work together and we can handle our shit together. But like, if you have like issues financially, that's like the financial aspect of it.
We're getting the sign from Austin. It's time to go. I know we started this thing with like the weekend wrap up, and I know we started this with the creepers, and now we're talking about like how all guys just want to have sex with you. I mean, I don't know what we've concluded to, what we've learned. I mean,
I don't think we've learned shit.
You didn't learn anything?
No.
Did you learn anything?
I think that someone learned something.
Who does that?
Someone on the air. I don't know. Someone who's
someone
is listening.
Yeah, hopefully someone learned something.
Probably learned something.
Probably my homie from the Shell gas station.
Maybe some creeps.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's get into this real quick. We got like a couple of minutes here. Your buddy, a new listener here to the podcast.
Okay, this is Antoine again. Listening more of your shows, well, your past shows, but I might have a childish kind of voice, but I do have a large dick. And me and my girl were listening to this.
Large dick.
So she said that she made herself squirt by a toy. But I can make her fucking come 2 times more than I can, and I can't make her squirt. I need to hear some more about this. Hit me up 702.
All right, let me help him out, okay?
Okay, this is your specialty.
Yeah.
I'll call you the Wet and Wild, the Squirt Master.
Thank you. Your dick isn't that large.
It doesn't matter about how large your dick is.
I know. I was just calling that
to
out
make
to him.
girls squirt.
I know, but now he's
Way to
just,
bring him down.
Way to
You're
bring.
supposed to give him
way to
advice.
bring me
Just
down.
saying.
So go ahead, give him advice.
I'm trying to
He's
give
got
you
to
guys
get in
advice.
on the right angle, but wait, his girl has to be comfortable.
Well,
If
she was
his
just saying.
girlfriend's not comfortable, then it ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
If his girlfriend won't allow it to happen, then it ain't gonna happen. It's not like you're getting your dick sucked by a girl who sucks massively good head, and you're telling yourself you're not gonna come, you're not gonna come, you're not gonna come, you're not gonna come, but she just pulls it out of you. Like, it's not like that. When a girl says, "I'm not gonna squirt," I'm not gonna squirt. Like, I don't like this feeling. She's not gonna let herself do it because she's not comfortable.
Now, I'd like to know if she was using a dildo by herself, if you were there. So I guess it'd have to be comfortability. So size doesn't matter. It's the angle.
Well, size helps, but
Yeah,
4 inches, I guess, is all you need.
that's it. So hopefully we helped you out there. And what was the name?
Antoine.
Antoine.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Thanks for listening, by the way, and make sure you tell people about the podcast. Shit. Sorry. Yeah. I was waiting for all that just for this drop.
That's okay.
But anyways,
Are we done?
no. Do you want to be done?
No.
You were giving us a time.
No, I didn't know what time it was.
Well, you had to watch.
I know be a dick. I gotta get up in the morning to go to work.
Anyways,
You're
thanks
off.
for listening to the show, The Vegas Shuffle. Make sure you guys check out next week for our next show.
Yeah.
Whatever. If you're a guy who's out there genuinely just being nice to a girl, let us know. Call us 747-777-9220. Yeah. And if you're a girl that's naive, that thinks there's a guy that just really just wants to be your friend, call us too. Yeah, that's it. Bye.
Bye. That's it. Are you done?
I'm done. I got really excited about the whole thinking that guys aren't just there trying to fuck you.
There's a lot of, it's like 50-50 between a lot of people.
Yeah.
Most guys just want to fuck you. It's hard to decipher which ones do or don't.
No, I mean, genuinely there it is. I mean, I can say for myself that, yeah, for the most part, you'll find a girl and all you want to do is fuck her. But then you'll find that one girl where you can't fuck her. You know, you're like, why can't I be myself? Why can't I just throw her against the wall and start making out with her? Why can't I do this? Because you have feelings for her. You tend to treat things with respect that you kind of care about.
Yeah, but then you usually like use what you have and like what's there.
He was using what he had. I mean, like, okay, if I came up to you and I said, hey, you know